So with this uniformity grew several norms. Women who had seen the freedom of work and independence when men were fighting in World War II were back to being faithful housewives. This was the revitalization of the term coined the cult of domesticity. Women were stuck. They thought they were alone in their struggles. In 1963, Betty Friedan wrote the book The Feminine Mystique. Popular culture, in the form of books like this, directly challenged this frustration and helped spark the feminist movement that would peak in the next 2 decades. Thanks to the invention and widespread use of things like vacuum cleaners, washing machines, Cool Whip, and TV dinners, women were able to go to work and get out of the house instead of managing it. But latchkey kids had their own rebellious manner, and of course, as we know, this generation would have a lot of rebellion. Along with the latchkey generation of the late 1950s, the baby boomer generation were now in their teens, and they didn't find the 1950s pop culture around them to their liking, so they were actively changing things. Current events like the Vietnam War, the feminist movement, and the civil rights movement were causing lots of change in the popular culture sphere. Things like vegetarianism, the birth control pill, and peace signs were becoming very popular. Everything was a revolution, and it showed in popular culture. Books like To Kill a Mockingbird and The Valley of the Dolls reflected the current social struggles of their time and became cult classics. Hippies, beatniks, and revolutionaries themselves were finding new ways to be heard. We can't talk about the 50s and 60s without talking about the British invasion and Elvis. The 50s and 60s saw a great change in music that caused a huge change in the counterculture of America. The scandalous thing called rock and roll became the definition of a generation. These 2 decades had a profound effect on the national and international popular culture aspects that we see today. Crispy will discuss more about the drug culture and music culture in the years to come.